start the fight, breaking down the walls in the dead of night. I don't come for peace, I come for the storm. Fanboys melt quick when the truth gets warm. Saw content's high, I'm collecting those tears. Just got started, but I'm cutting through fears. I'm not here for brand deals, I'm not for sale. I expose your lies, rip off the veil.
Hello everyone, I'm the Angry Vigilante. This is my side channel where I post reaction videos to salty fanboys pulled straight from my live streams on my main channel, The Angry Vigilante Show. On the main channel, I also cover gaming news, rants, and full game reviews. I'll leave a link down below and you're more than welcome to come and subscribe and also hang out with me live every Monday morning at 5 a.m. Pacific time.
I think I finally figured out why Nintendo Partner Showcases feel the way that they do. All right, now that I've thought about it for a few days, I was out of town at Super Bowl Media Week for my other job, but now that I've digested February 5th's Partner Showcase, it's not because it was like the worst direct of all time.
Okay, I don't think it was downright terrible. I thought it was mid. Some people take a D as trash. Hey, a D is passing. It was a passing direct or Partner Showcase, whatever you want to call it. Did it live up to expectation? No. But you guys caused expectation to live too damn high. I'm a simple person when it comes to it. If you're going to show me directs, I expect like a brand new mega IP. Okay, like a brand new title, a good title, massive title. So I expected for this Partner Showcase to have at least one massive third-party title. Didn't even have to be a exclusive. It could have been a multi-platform. We get multi-platform titles shown at the directs, at the Xbox Directs or the PlayStation Showcases all the damn time. I expected at least one.
Wasn't. But it's because this format literally cannot be exciting. Let that sink in. This Partner Showcase format literally cannot be exciting. And I agree that this one was.
It can be exciting. Okay? You just have to actually show the titles. You can't just show the same stuff. The problem was there was so much stuff we already knew was coming. And there was a lot of, lower tier stuff. That's fine. Like a lot of AA and a lot of indies and some indie stuff that was shown, which was good. But the Switch 2 was supposed to be about getting massive AAA stuff day and date, right? That we expected a massive AAA title. That's what we expected to be shown.
Pretty boring. But the uncomfortable part is
about half of it was kind of boring, if we're being honest here.
Nintendo could absolutely fix this, but they won't.
They could, but they're not the ones that need to fix it. If they didn't have like a major AAA, third-party title to show at this one, then they shouldn't have ended it with Bethesda. They dropped the ball ending it. They should have ended it with Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. I guarantee you more people are excited for that over the Bethesda titles.
What's going on, guys?
Especially with two of them we already knew was coming in the first place.
Girls, it's Zach from Switch Force. We're talking Partner Showcase, not really a review or a recap. You guys have already seen that. I missed the boat, but I wanted to talk to you about this format and how this sort of sets it always up to be a bummer, but why the bummer this time might actually be what you wanted to have happen. So basically, Partner Showcases are meant to highlight smaller partners. Nintendo does this to highlight games that maybe wouldn't get a lot of shine elsewhere. Like, they do talk about some big stuff, and I liked some things in this direct. There were, Fallout 4 and Oblivion Remastered and Indiana Jones, which is a decent combo.
Okay, the Oblivion was actually a surprise, but Indiana Jones and the Fallout 4 we already knew was coming. We didn't need to see it. That was the thing.
But like, that's Bethesda and Microsoft saying, hey, we're coming in hot. You did have some nice updates to games we've already seen, but there was notable exceptions and notable missing titles and nothing that...
Yes, everyone was wondering where Elden Ring Dustbloods was at. Those are probably two of the biggest. Borderlands 4.
Really felt like a true opener, a true closer. Nothing that really was like, wow, this is amazing. The stealth drops were like Bomberman, console archives, console classics.
Yeah, those are the smaller stuff. Some people are going to be excited for them, but come on. There was no need to have a Partner Showcase for it.
And a nice free Hollow Knight update, but there wasn't really anything to get you jazzed about Switch 2, especially after what I'd say has been a slow media start, a slow marketing start to the year. And this is intentionally set up.
It's been very slow. And we've been hearing some rumors that Sam's Club has been discounting the Switch too. I can't really confirm it, but we've been hearing it.
This way, believe it or not. Like, it's surprising, and a lot of people always accuse YouTubers and content creators of overhyping these things, overselling
You guys do. You literally are the reason. Another Eden Begins. That actually looks pretty good.
them, and that's why they're bad. But in reality, I think they're bad because Nintendo makes them bad, which
No, it is not Nintendo's fault. Now, if you would have stacked this up against some of the other ones, would it have been as good? No. But it wasn't like terrible. You guys are the reason why it gets so much backlash. So don't stop the cap. At least you're acknowledging it. I think someone's been watching my damn videos. Oh, Retro Fusion. Fallout 4 was rumored, not known. Only Indiana was known for sure. I thought Fallout 4 was actually known. My bad. Okay, Retro Fusion. Okay. I still think it would have been better to end it with FS7 Rebirth over the Bethesda titles, if I'm being honest.
sounds like I'm hating on Nintendo, but
Well, it would have been better to end it with a new AAA title. Didn't have to be an exclusive, but just a new one. That would have been the best way to do it. But if they didn't have it, they should have ended it with Final Fantasy VII Rebirth.
I'm not. It's because this partner showcase has to not include the big first-party titles. It has to.
You don't always need the first party titles. Yes, most people buy the Nintendo console for the first party titles, but if you want to be taken seriously as a AAA platform, you are a third party platform, you actually have to have those games coming day and date. There are games for the next, for the rest of this year. The massive AAA ones, they could have secured or tried to get them to come onto the Switch too. Maybe they weren't so stingy with those dev kits.
Not include the biggest third-party titles because Nintendo wants to associate them with their general directs and with their coverage of Switch 2.
They don't need to be in the general directs. That's what a lot of people don't understand. Like, let's say that the rumors are true. Okay, let's just say, for instance, that the rumors are true, and in the next direct, they're gonna drop the new Mario 3D World, and then you got this massive, big AAA title, and they also sit here and talk about in the general direct. More people are going to be talking about that Mario 3D game than they are going to be talking about that third-party AAA game. Just being honest. So there's no point in saving them for the general directs. No, you need to have one for the partner showcase also.
So you're left with third-party titles from smaller developers and publishers, third-party titles that have already been announced, stuff like Pragmata and Resident Evil Requiem, even though
Yeah, we didn't need those two games were already announced. Resident Evil 4, or not 4, Resident Evil 9 and Pragmata, we already knew they were coming. They didn't need to be there.
like those look great. We got a demo for Pragmata. Resident Evil runs at 60 FPS. Like, these are
Yes, but we already seen it before. We know the release date. We know that RE9 is coming. It didn't need to be there.
amazing ports. They're not exciting for a showcase because Nintendo chooses to give you.
They're not excited for this showcase because we've already seen them. We already know. If we did not know that RE9 was coming to the Switch 2, and then they finally dropped it to show that it was coming to the Switch 2 in this showcase, no, it would have been an amazing showcase then. The thing was, we already knew it was coming.
Kind of the low-hanging fruit, the easy stuff. And then they want to highlight games like Elio, which I think look really cool and are from partners that they work with.
Yes, the Elliot one, that was nice to get the release date. Like, it's fine getting release dates for games that we knew were coming, but we didn't have any release dates for them. That was nice. But you still need to have something new to show. That's the problem.
And then games like Orbitals, who are from partners that they don't often work with, but that they want to bring attention to. And so you have partner showcases where they want to be great, but they can't be. And I'm not talking about...
They can be great. The problem is you guys hype them up to where they're not. Switch After Dark. No one is excited about announcements of game key cards you already announced a year ago. That is facts there, Switch After Dark facts.
the people that think, oh, they're going to show Zelda. Duh, they're not going to.
But we all know you got excited for the Indiana Jones game, huh?
But they could show something first party. They could show something from the bigger.
They didn't need to show anything first party. They needed to show something bigger that we hadn't seen yet for the third party. I keep wanting to say AAA, but Nintendo does make some AAA games. But for the third party, that's what we needed.
Publishers from the bigger game releases, from new announcements from the bigger publishers, I should say, because the bigger publishers, like, they kind of were here. Capcom, Microsoft.
We already seen them. We already knew they were coming. That's the point. You guys hyped it up. Now, you could have old ports, which is fine, but you guys were literally making people believe that Expedition 33 was going to be here. Metaphor, ReFantazio, Doom the Dark Ages. I can keep going on. You guys thought it was going to be everything.
Square Enix, but they're showing things that are old news, right? You have one subset of people that love these things, and no shade, but that's the JRPG fan. Like, if you're not a JRPG fan, these shows are chronically boring.
I like JRPGs, and I wasn't super excited for it. Like I said, there were 2 games that I want to keep a look on. I'm pretty positive I'm going to get Tokyo Scramble just because it's $30, but I'm still going to wait to hear what other people are saying about it before I actually pull the trigger, because those visuals are an eyesore. I don't understand why it's a Switch 2 exclusive. I mean, I don't understand why it can't be played on the Switch 1. It looks like they got Vaseline smeared on the screen. It does not look that great.
Chronically a letdown. If you are a JRPG superfan, you feel like you have heaven's bounty. You feel like it's raining games. And
yeah, no, I would not say that, because a lot of people probably already played Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. So I think what it is if you've only ever played on the Switch 1 and you're a JRPG fan, then you're going to be loving this direct. But if you have like multi-platform things and you play on other platforms, not really.
And so when I go on Twitter and when I see people being like, that partner showcase was sick, there's so many games I want to play, and then I look at their profile and I see their past tweets, like, they're always the JRPG fans. And that's fine, and I'm glad that they're, I'm glad that...
Well, the Switch has been known as the JRPG thing now, unfortunately. Game keycards equal no thanks. It's a non-starter. I understand, Switch After Dark.
They're getting their glorious day in the sun. I'm glad that Nintendo, being a Japanese company, definitely loves to emphasize the JRPG action, and there's nothing, I guess, wrong with that per se, but for majority of the audience, it creates a boredom, it creates a repetitiveness, and it creates a system where partner showcases kind of always stink.
No, they don't always stink. Last year's got so much hate because of what Woods did that you guys helped them do. And yeah, there were a lot of games be put on the game keycards. If they would have had them fully on the cartridge, it wouldn't have gotten as much hate for it. This one got the amount of hate that it did because you guys overhyped it.
Nintendo could fix this, right? They could say, hey, we're going to inject one first-party title. Like, it's going to be maybe a smaller game, like a Mario Tennis. Or even like they did with Hyrule Warriors last year. Like, they have an opportunity to put some Nintendo-centric stuff in these partners.
You don't need to necessarily put Nintendo stuff in the partner showcases. The thing is, if Nintendo wants to be taken seriously as a third-party platform, they're gonna have to do a partner showcase of this, but you gotta show the games that are supposed to be coming out this year that are supposed to be day and date type things. Nintendo needs to secure that if they want to be taken seriously. That's what the point of the partner showcase should be.
Partner showcases, which I definitely think amp them considerably. They also could choose to let their third-party partners of the biggest degree shine in these partner showcases and own the show.
I agree. They should. Now, if we get this General Direct soon, like some people are rumoring it to be, which I don't think we actually are, but let's say it does come, if they show off all that third party, then I will agree that Nintendo screwed this partner showcase up. But I don't really think that happened. I just don't think that Nintendo has secured all that third party that so many of these Nintendo influencers want to push that they did.
Right, like they could have talked about Dusk Bloods. They could have talked about Elden Ring. They could have talked about the next day and date game after like Resident Evil Requiem. Who are they working with next to bring something either exclusive or something that's day and date on other platforms? But they don't, right? They leave that for the general direct. And so the general...
Sorry there, Switch. We can't sit here and have too long of messages. That's what stream. I need to re-edit that part so it can allow a little longer of messages.
Directs get all of the hype. The general directs get all of the anticipation. That's why there's such a huge letdown when it is a partner showcase. Nintendo, they could...
No, it's because you guys push it as the general direct. That's what happens. I was covering this for like 2 weeks when you guys were pushing it. I was calling it out saying, no, there is nothing confirmed that says it's going to be. And I was right. I actually looked at the facts and evidence to show it.
Could remedy this. They could make this show better. But I feel like they don't want to because there's almost this benefit to Nintendo to have this discrepancy between a partner showcase and a general direct. Because if the general direct didn't have the big third-party games, well, maybe you'd feel like it was just like a Nintendo cartoon system. And if the General Direct didn't have some of the big
Okay, even if they don't want to have all the massive third party for the partner showcase, they still should have just had one. But it still doesn't change the fact what you did and everybody else did. Retro Fusion. This is the toxic nonsense even I called out. For what? What he's saying or what I'm saying, Retro Fusion?
first-party games, you'd feel like it was a letdown and didn't reveal enough. So they're caught between a rock and a hard place where they want to have 3 different types of showcases, partners and generals and indie worlds, and yet they also want the general to have indies and third parties. So therefore, you're getting such a splitting, right, of the lineup, such a splitting of what Nintendo's arsenal truly is. The only good news here, guys, I think because Duskbloods was not shown and Elden Ring was not shown.
I had a feeling you were saying, I agree with Retro Fusion. He is part of the problem. You know, and I keep trying to tell him that. I told Prime that, and he tried to, well, he kind of was disagreeing with me, but he told me he's going to still continue to cover the leaks and the rumors. And we all know why they do it, because they get the views. That's the whole point of it. And I think, you know, I think there's a way to talk about leaks and rumors. Like, I've talked about them before, but I only talk about them when it's something definitive. You know, or if someone asks for my opinion, I'll give my opinion on it. Like when it came to the whole Pokemon Gen 10 thing, we actually had something tangible to go off of, but none of them had any tangible to go off of. It was all hearsay.
There's absolutely a General Direct coming soon. Now that piggybacks off of things that attack the backlog.
Okay, you know what? I'm going to leak one right now. I believe that there will be a General Direct between now and the end of the year. I promise you. I can't tell you guys how I know, but I know that there's going to be one.
And Nash Weedle have said that a Direct is coming, a General.
Okay, and guess what? Nash Weedle has been wrong so many times before. Keep pushing that crap.
Either the 3rd week of February or in early March, and I fully believe.
And now they're pushing it towards the end. It literally went from, the 3rd week of February, maybe Mario Day, literally yesterday. I forgot who did it, but one of them made a video where they're saying, it's going to be in the next 6 weeks. Watch, in a week from now, it's going to be in the next 2 months.
That, and I fully doubled down on it because of the fact that some of the biggest third-party games that Nintendo has that they've shown and that we're waiting eagerly for details, like they didn't pop up here. And that would have been the perfect place, right? Duskbloods could have owned this partner showcase. Duskbloods could have been the opener or the closer, and Duskbloods could have been the most talked about thing. From Software is huge. It's an exclusive game on Nintendo Switch 2. Haven't had a...
Maybe it's not ready yet. Maybe that's why. There's the reason, because Elden Ring was supposed to come out last year. And I remember so many of us were saying, from what we're hearing, that looks like crap. And all the Nintendo influencers were saying, oh no, I played it. It's perfectly playable. And then once we heard that they decided to postpone it, all those Nintendo phones saying, good, because it needed it. First, it went from perfectly playable to, it needs it. We still have yet to get a release date. I just don't think that is ready to be released yet.
New one in a long time from Night Rain aside, that would have been big news. That would have been big deal. That would have been heavy hitter, and it wasn't there. Nintendo is saving that for their General Direct. I mean, on top of the fact that I believe 3D Mario is very close to being announced, on top of the fact that Nintendo needs some big games for later in the year to get people excited for, on top of the fact...
Switch After Dark. It will be shocking and business malpractice if we don't have a General Direct by May fiscal. I will agree, Switch After Dark, but I'm telling you, man, I can't tell you how I know, but I know that there's going to be a General Direct between now and the end of the year. I just can't tell you how I know the information.
That Nintendo probably wants new third-party...
I'm joking, obviously, guys.
Another slate after Pragmata and Resident Evil Requiem come out in the next couple of months here. Like, there's definitely so much space for a General Direct to include big third parties and, of course, big first parties. So if you're...
I mean, technically they had big third-party stuff, but it was either stuff we already knew was coming or it was just stuff that was old. Like, yeah, the Oblivion remaster was a nice thing to find out. You know, even Fallout 4, but the problem was Fallout 4, they need to Bethesda needs to polish that game up before they release it. Because in that trailer, it did not look that good.
Feeling so bummed, if you're feeling like this sucks so much, and if you're feeling like me that it was a disappointment, the partner showcase that is, I think the silver lining is it leads into a big General Direct. The scariest thing might have been
Of course, they're going to have a general direct. See, you're doing the same thing. You were pushing for the general direct before. You were even saying after we were saying, no, it's going to be a partner showcase. You're like, oh, no, it's going to be a general direct. I believe it's going to be. I'm going to find out as a partner. And now you're doing the same thing. And guess what? When we finally get confirmation, when it gets closer to the general direct, you guys are going to start saying, oh, it's going to have this. Oh, it's going to have that. And it would not surprise me if it doesn't have any of that.
If Duskbloods and Elden Ring were shown off in this partner showcase and Nintendo didn't have a ton left in the third-party wheelhouse, and therefore it's like, okay, well, either they announce Mario or they don't, and knowing Nintendo, they could go either way. But I feel like now, yeah, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth was shown here, and that's technically like a big third-party game, but it's also been out for a year on PlayStation, so is it really that big? I don't know.
Not really. I mean, the year's not that bad. It's still kind of new.
Always feel like ports don't carry the weight of a new announcement, don't carry the weight of a
because they don't. That is fairly obvious there, Switch Force.
Day-and-date release. Like getting a port of a game like Indiana Jones is cool, and Fallout 4, like I'm excited to see Fallout on a Nintendo portable. Like that's gonna be pretty sweet for a moment in time.
You know, for the people that have never played the Fallout 4 game, they're gonna be in for a treat. I thought it was actually a good game.
Right? Like a gamer moment. But for a reveal, for a presentation, show stealer, showstopper, intro, closer, it just doesn't do it for me really. But I think to tie it all together, Nintendo makes it that way. Nintendo wants it to be that way. And
it doesn't help that you guys overhype the crap all the damn time where it can never live up to that.
Nintendo is basically letting you know from the past 5, 6, 7 partner showcases that except for the oddball out where you might get like a Hyrule Warriors, you're going to be bored unless you love JRPGs, and then you will feel like it was.
No, you're going to be bored because they decided to believe you and you got hyped up for it. Because last year's I wasn't bored. Yeah, it sucked that they were game key cards, but there were 2 games that, you know, we got the HD2D games or HD2D games, which I don't think that they should have ended with them, but they look phenomenal. And then you got the Monster Hunter Stories 3. I'm looking forward to that game. So no, you got a few ones that were something to look forward to. This one, not as much.
An A+, and you'll feel like everybody else is speaking crazy talk when they say that it was a dud. Otherwise, if that's
I gave it a D. Literally, that's a passing. It was mid.
Not you, it'll be a dud. And partner showcases will probably always be duds.
As long as you guys keep covering those leaks and rumors, everything's going to be a dud.
At least until Nintendo decides to change the formula, and based on the Switch, they won't. So, partner showcases, yeah, gonna be boring. Not because we're haters, but because that's the way Nintendo wants it to be. So
no, it's the way you guys keep hyping it up. You even acknowledge or attempt to acknowledge. This is like the backhanded way. Like he tries to criticize Nintendo. Well, no, this is what he's doing. He knows that he's part of the problem, but he's trying to push it on to Nintendo because he doesn't want to take the blame. He's like, oh, hold on, guys, it's not my fault.
Let me know your take in the comments down below. Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? Do you just want this cat to get out of the frame? Or do you...
Retro Fusion Gaming. Ignoring these influencers leaves you not bored. It's very true.
You want the cat to stay in the frame? I don't know. Let me know your take in the comments down below. And until next time, everybody, thanks so much for watching. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay happy, stay positive out there. Love y'all lots. Switch Force and Cat out.
Alrighty, I'm so glad we are done with Switch Force, and now we're gonna do Harmon Smith. And he has to wear that stupid eye patch. What's he trying to be, like a pirate or something? But yeah, I'm glad we're done with Switch Force. You know, who remember when I first started covering Switch Force? Who remembers when Switch Force used to always do that thing? Good morning to you. Good morning, Mario. Who remembers that crap? Alrighty, let's get into the comments here.
You can cry in the comments, but you won't survive. Like and subscribe if you feel that vibe. We're